How you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Dana Ray here. I am back today with another word from the Lord. Finally, the Lord has released me to come back and say something to you guys in a video. I have been doing well. Thank you guys for your concern and your prayers, and I know y'all have been waiting for another word, and I have also been waiting to be released to come up here and talk to y'all. So I'm happy to be here today. It is September 3rd. It is 9:41 in the morning where I am right now, and I don't know if the Lord is going to have me release this word, publish it later today or tomorrow, but I do believe it's going to be one or the other. Yes, I missed you guys. I know you guys miss me, but hey, I just got to go with what God is doing. I was like, Lord, please don't let it be too long, because I don't want them to think that I'm like just leaving them hanging or whatever, because I care about you guys. And I know, like I've said in videos before, there have been voices, that we have been connected to, and then like when they get into promise or something happen, they just fall off the face of the earth and we don't even see them no more. And that's not what I desire. Like, I understand that there's a lot of things on my plate. I understand that, I'm going to be walking into different sections and other things are going to have my attention more than YouTube. But I also know that I am called to YouTube as a ministry. So I'm like, Lord, please don't let me be one of them people that you like, yeah, I don't want to be deserting y'all or abandoning y'all. So anyway, welcome back to everybody who is an OG, and welcome for the first time to everybody who is new. My name is Dana Ray, and I'm a prophetic voice sent to let you guys know what God is telling me and what he's wanting me to share with you guys. I know that you guys have felt the shift. I know that you guys are like in the middle of things actually happening in real time in your life, things that are dealing with the promises that you've been waiting for. And I know that you guys also see the judgment happening as well. There are going to be things that are not going to be pleasant, that are going to be happening more and more and more. Like, it is going to be bad, okay? It is not going to be good, okay? What God has told you to walk into is going to be flourishing amongst destruction, okay? People are going to die, okay? And things are going to happen to people that are around you or that may be close to you or that you will see, and it is God's judgment. Okay, God has had me scrolling back to the scripture this week of do not weep, do not mourn, because I have told these people, I have sent my warnings. This is my judgment right now. And he's saying, do not allow the things that you will see, the things that you will see happening to people to take away from the joy, the peace, the, excitement that you are supposed to be experiencing as you're walking into your promise, because he already told us that these things would be happening at the same time. He's told you what needs your undivided attention, and you don't forget that. Don't forget all of the words he's had me release, all of the words that he's had other prophetic voices that he has sent you to release. Do not forget that, because God warns us way ahead of time about what he's going to do, how your posture needs to be, what is going to happen. We don't always know his timeline, but he goes before us. He has warned us. He has told you how you need to be walking into your union. He has told you to set boundaries. He has told you to remember this, remember that. He's bringing old videos back up onto your timeline. That means you need to watch them, because that means you're in the Kairos time. The time is now. Okay? Don't forget everything that he has said. Okay? Don't forget everything he said, y'all. All right, so the word today, I'm going to give you the title first, then I'm going to give you a little bit of something that happened to me the other day that was like, God is in everything, and then we're going to get into the word. So the title of the word is, Can You Stand the Rain? You Won't See It Coming. Guard your mouth. People are watching, okay? Once again, can you stand the rain? You won't see it coming. Guard your mouth. People are watching. All right. So let me tell y'all about what happened to me. So on, I think it was Thursday, maybe. On Thursday, I got an email. And I be getting emails like recipes, like all types of stuff, travel, all types of stuff. So I opened the email because something, I don't know why I opened the email. But anyway, it was talking about who has the best cheese pizza. And this, y'all, this is so random. Who has the best cheese pizza? And I'm like just reading the little article or whatever. And the number one like best cheese pizza that this person wrote was Domino's. And I'm like, okay, Domino's. All right, cool. Like, I ain't think nothing of it. I don't even really eat pizza like that. That's nothing that I eat. So then I'm walking home on Friday and I'm like wondering in my mind, like, what am I going to eat tonight? What am I going to eat? And I seen like this delivery Domino's driver walking back to his truck. I seen like the symbol of Domino's on his shirt. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm eating Domino's. But then I'm like, Lord, like, I don't want no Domino's. I don't want no pizza. Like, you know how pizza makes me feel? Like, pizza just makes me feel like a big, like, bloat of something, like especially Domino's. And I'm like, I don't want to eat no Domino's pizza, but I feel like you're telling me to order Domino's pizza. So I'm like, okay, guess this is what we order in Domino's, cheese pizza, because I'm not eating meat right now. I'm just eating fish and stuff. But anyway, so I get home and I'm like, I'm working out. So now I'm like, I got to work out if I'm finna eat some cheese pizza, like, cause that's not going to. I am snatched right now and I am not trying to go back. I'm like, Lord, you're gonna have to help me. Like, if you want me to change my eating patterns, as far as like me not fasting every other day and now me not eating meat, like, you're gonna have to help me because I like this snatched body. Okay. So anyway, I work out because I'm like, I gotta work out today if I'm gonna sit here and eat Domino's pizza. So I work out and then I ordered the pizza. So at the time that I ordered the pizza, it was 6:12 and my order number was also 6:12. So it was 6:12. My order number was 6:12 and the time I ordered the pizza was 6:12. And I'm like, wait, is this a coincidence? Like, are they making the order numbers the time? But I'm like, no, I ordered Domino's many times before and my order number is not the time that I ordered the pizza. So I'm like, Lord, you're saying that I'm in alignment. And there have been a whole lot of other instances this week where I have seen the same number like twice, like in different situations, or something happened at the same time or came at the same time. And that to me, I know that God is saying you're in divine timing. You're in Kairos timing. You're in alignment with my will for your life. You are where you're supposed to be right now. You are doing what you're supposed to do right now. This is confirmation that you're in alignment. So, okay. So I'm like, all right, this is why you wanted me to order Domino's, for me to see the order number 6:12 and the time is 6:12. Okay. And I looked up 6:12 in the Strong's Concordance and it didn't really have, it said it means to answer or make a judgment or something like that. It didn't really have anything to do with, that. So I'm like, okay. So then, so it said what time my delivery was going to be expected. And of course, the delivery came way earlier than it was expected. Okay, way earlier than it was expected. And then, as like when you're like watching Domino's, like there's steps, and it'll show you like how everything is going, like how close the person is or whatever. Do y'all know what the delivery driver name was? Jesus. Jesus was the delivery driver, okay? Then it said like, Jesus is in your neighborhood. And I said, wait a minute. You had me order Domino's for you to tell me Jesus is in my neighborhood. Jesus is in your neighborhood. He is delivering your gift to you himself. He is delivering the promise himself. He is in the neighborhood and he's coming earlier than you expected. We are in divine Kairos timing. Jesus himself is delivering the promises earlier than expected. Get ready. All right. All of that over some Domino's pizza. I had to share that with y'all. So anyway, moving on to the word. Can you stand the rain? So I was listening to this song last Sunday, when I was walking back home from getting my nails done. And I was hearing the lyrics and I'm like, okay, Lord, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying now. So by this song, what the Lord is saying, well, first of all, let me go ahead and say this. By this song, what the Lord is saying is, a lot of you guys, your spouses have chosen you. They know who you are. They are committed. They are in agreement with God's will for them as far as you are concerned. And they are in agreement with you guys' union and you guys coming together. What they are going through now and what they are trying to rationalize now is, are you able to stand the rain? They know that you have joy in the good times, that you are able to, be bubbly every day when everything is good, when everything is great. But they have been through some things in their lives. So have we, but they don't know what we've been through because they don't know us like that. They have been through some things in their lives where people have abandoned them. People have left them, especially when things got tough. Their question right now to God is, and to you is, can you stand the rain? Are you going to leave me when things get tough? Are you going to change up your personality, your attitude, your peace when things get tough? Are you going to be the same person, the same woman, the same person that I can depend on when things get tough? Because things will get tough. They are used to people abandoning them. They are used to people leaving them. These sons of God, and I'm talking mostly to the women of God right now, but if you are a man, take it how God gives it to you. But these sons of God have been through traumatic things that stem from their childhood, that stem from the people who they were supposed to be able to trust and depend on, abandoning them, rejecting them, abusing them in some way. So the reason why they are acting out in this way, the reason why they run, the reason why they are afraid, the reason why they can't communicate, why they can't express themselves is because of trauma. It has silenced them since they were a child. So when you are angry at them because of how they are acting towards you, you need to remember that this person is an unhealed person, that they are acting like this because of something that has happened to them in the past that they have not known how to deal with. They can't speak right now because they don't know how to say what they want to say. It's not acceptable for men to be able to communicate. It's not accepted for them because they're not supposed to be vulnerable. So they're carrying all of these things, all of these emotions, unable to speak, don't know how to speak or what they want to say because of unhealed trauma. This is not about you. This has nothing to do with you. So you need to stop taking it personally because it is not about you. You need to make sure that you are in a posture, a consistent, permanent posture that does not do anything to trigger this person who is healing. You don't need to remind them of the people who have broken them. You don't need to remind them of the people who abandoned them, who rejected them, who hurt them. It may mean that you have to continue to be the bigger person when you're tired of being the bigger person. It doesn't matter because you're the healed person and they're not yet. And you have been called, you have been chosen, you have been positioned to help them heal. You cannot help them heal if you continue to trigger them because of your own insecurities. Do you believe what God said about this person or not? Because if you believe that God said this man is your husband, then there's nothing, it doesn't matter what he does, what God's words is going to come to pass. So you are not losing anything by obeying God. I don't care how stupid you feel it makes you look. God is not a man. He does not lie. What he said is coming to pass. So everything you do in obedience to God will be rewarded. You are obeying God. You are being vulnerable. You are reaching out and being ignored or whatever because God told you to do it. Not because this man makes you feel good. That is not why we're doing any of this. This is because we are surrendered and obeying the words of the Lord. So some of you guys need to get in line because I think you have forgotten this is not about you. Ultimately, there will be fruit, there will be joy, there will be happiness from both parties. Ultimately, the person will be able to pour into you. But as I have told you before, if you are in a marriage ordained by God, if you are walking into a marriage ordained by God, in the beginning, they will not have the capacity to pour into you. You will have to get your fuel from God and pour and pour and pour and keep pouring until the work of the Lord is complete in that person. And it's not always going to feel good. You're not always going to feel desired. That's why you have to listen to what God says as opposed to what you see. God says the man loves you. Doesn't matter what he does. God says this. And this is for people who are in alignment with the right person, the person who God said is your husband. Not for you guys who are attached to counterfeits and who are confused and who are, this is not for you, baby. So I'm not talking to you. And if you are in a situation where you don't have the right person, there's something faulty about your relationship with God. There's something faulty about how you hear from God, and you need to get on your face with him. No one has led you astray but your own fleshly desires. God has not led you astray, nor has a prophetic voice led you astray. Your own heart has led you astray. And you have a choice. You can choose God or you can choose to be mad. Somebody need to hear that. Can You Stand the Rain? This song is by New Edition, released December 13th, 1988. 1213 in the Strong's Concordance means to declare, to show, to signify, to make clear. So this further proves that God is having me speak on this song right now. So let's go through the lyrics. On a perfect day, I know that I can count on you. When that's not possible, tell me, can you weather the storm? This is what your husband, your prodigal, is wondering. The person that God has told you to wait and stand for is wondering. 'Cause I need somebody who will stand by me. Through the good times and bad times, she will always, always be right there. Sunny days, everybody loves them. Tell me, baby, can you stand the rain? Y'all, my face is itching everywhere. Storms will come. This we know for sure. This we know for sure. Can you stand the rain? All right? They need somebody who is not going to change up when the bad times come. They need somebody who is not going to abandon ship when the bad times come. They know, they see sunny days. Everybody loves them. Perfect days. I know I can count on you on the perfect day. But when things get tough, when the tough gets going, are you going to be ready to go with the tough? Okay? Can you handle it? Can you stand the rain? Can you not get out of character? Can you still be his peace? Not if you don't know how to be your own peace. Some of y'all just need to be healed on your own first. Because there's no way that you can handle or carry another person if you yourself aren't healed. Somebody needed that. Love unconditional. I'm not asking just of you. And girl, to make it last, I'll do whatever needs to be done. He says unconditional love. He's not only asking that from you, he is bringing that. He is going to give that to you. He'll do whatever needs to be done. He just needs to know that you are on the same page. These men, they know their capacity to love. They know what it means to them when they say, I'm going to commit to this woman. They know what it means to them when they say, I'm going to choose this woman. But they wonder if this woman means and feels the same way. Can you handle that level of love and commitment without running, sis? Sunny days. Everybody loves them. Tell me, baby, can you stand? Nope, let's go back. But I need somebody who will stand by me. When it's tough, she won't run. She will always be right there for me. Okay? Previous Runners Anonymous, welcome. We're no longer a part of that club. God took me out of that club. I no longer get to do that. If you still in that runners club, when you get hurt or when something don't feel good to you, you want to dash and be like, I'm leaving. You are not ready to walk into your marriage. You need to ask the Lord to help you to deal with that, because you will not be able to do that or say that in your marriage. You cannot say, I'm leaving, because that is a trigger, a traumatic trigger for men who are suffering from abandonment and rejection issues from their childhood. There are certain things that have to leave your vocabulary, and running is one of them. Sunny days, everybody loves them. Tell me, baby, can you stand the rain? Storms will come. I know all the days won't be perfect. This we know for sure, but tell me, can you stand it? Can you stand the rain? Can you stand the rain? All right? Can you stand the rain? Can you stand the rain? Can you stand the rain? No pressure from me, baby. This we know for sure. Can you stand the rain? Because I want you and I need you and I love you, girl. Tell me, baby, can you stand the rain? Will you be there for me? Men are serious when they are going to choose a woman to spend their life, to love, to be vulnerable with, to give their hearts to. They need to know that you are not going to leave. They're not pressuring you. They want you. They need you. They love you. Can you stand the rain? Will you be there? Storms will come for sure. Can you stand the rain? Can you stand the rain? This we know for sure. Yes, it's kind of, but I know I'll be right there. Can you stand the rain? They know themselves. They know how loyal they are. They know they're not moving. They know that they know how to love unconditional. But when they've done that in the past, it's bit them back hard. So they have a fear. They have a fear that you're going to switch up on them, that you're not going to be the nice person that you are right now, that you're going to abandon them, that you're going to yell at them, that you're going to run, that you're going to do all of these things when they make mistakes and make them feel like this little boy who has no voice because they are not healed yet. You can't do that. And if you are questioning whether you're going to be able to keep your peace, you need to ask God to help you, because he is not sending you into this marriage to destroy what he's trying to build in this man, to destroy the work that he's already started doing. You're coming to help finish the work that God has started, to love the man unconditionally, to not give him back what he may give you, because what he gives you is out of pain and trauma and brokenness. It is not out of something that he's really trying to do to hurt you. Nobody that God sends us is trying to intentionally hurt us. So if someone is intentionally hurting you, that person is not sent by God. Okay? So when you know that you're in connection, in relationship, in friendships with people who were sent by God, then the mistakes that they make, even though they may hurt you, are not intentional and it is not personal. Can you stand the rain? You need to ask yourself, can you stand the rain? Not just be there, but be there in peace. Be there without saying things, without acting like you finna leave, without acting like you don't care. Even if you feel like that inside, you can't do that. Because you will be hurting them. He sent you to love them, to respect them, to help them, not to hurt them. Take your burdens, your problems, your insecurities, your frustrations to the Lord. Until God says you can lean on this man. But you still aren't allowed to dump on him. Because men have enough. They have enough things that they don't talk about that they carry. They ain't somebody you just dump on. You need to make sure it's okay and y'all have that type of relationship. If not, God's gonna have to send you somebody else. Because they don't have the capacity for that like we do. Men and women are different. Stop expecting you from them. They are different. They don't think the same. They don't feel the same. They don't hurt the same. They don't express themselves the same. Ask God to lead you to some videos or some people who can help you understand the man, the healthy man, the good man. I don't mean like, because they're going to be broken, so then that's not necessarily going to be all the way healthy, but the non-toxic man. I'm not talking about understanding toxic men, understanding men who are controlling and manipulating. No, I'm talking about understanding good men who may be broken right now because you don't know how to communicate with them. I don't know how to communicate with them. I'm like, Lord, send me somebody to help me out here. And he has. I'm going to let him send y'all to who you need so that can speak into you to help you understand the mind of a man. Because we need that. We think women, I don't know what we be thinking, but we know us and we may know women, but we don't know men. Men know men. Okay? All right. So, can you stand the rain? All right. Next part is you won't see it coming. You won't see it coming. So, this day, what was it? The 1st, I believe, September 1st, I read the scripture, there's the sound of an abundance of rain. And let me go ahead and read that scripture right now. So here we are, 1 Kings 18 and 41. So God, 41 through 46. So God is saying, okay, can you stand the rain? But he's also saying that there's an abundance of rain coming. Like, not like the bad rain, like the struggle rain, but the rain of his promises, his glory, showering down from the heavens. Like, that's the rain that's also coming, and you won't see that rain, okay? You won't see it coming. It is going to hit you. You are going to walk into it because you are in Kairos timing. You are in divine alignment, okay? So here we go. And Elijah said unto Ahab, get thee up, eat and drink, for there is a sound of abundance of rain. So Ahab went up to eat and drink. And Elijah went up to the top of Carmel, and he cast himself down upon the earth, and put his face between his knees, and said to his servant, go up now, look towards the sea. And he went up and looked, and said, there's nothing. And he said, go again 7 times. And it came to pass at the 7th time that he had said, behold, there ariseth a little cloud out of the sea like a man's hand. And he said, go up, say unto Ahab, prepare thy chariot, get thee down, that the rain stop thee not. And it came to pass in the meanwhile that the heaven was black with clouds and wind, and there was a great rain. And Ahab rode and went to Jezreel, and the hand of the Lord was on Elijah, and he girded up his loins and ran before Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel. All right, so Elijah told Ahab to get a head start. we know Ahab was a husband of Jezebel. Like, he's not really like a good person, like in the Bible or whatever. So Elijah told Ahab, okay, we see, there's a sound of rain. Get up. And he saw the cloud. So he saw the cloud the size of a man's hand. This is a small, like, look at this size of my hand in the sky as a cloud. Like, that is a really small sign. It's a really small sign that it's about to rain. But Elijah knew all he needed was a small sign, the size of a mustard seed, that was going to let him know that it was about to go down. Okay, so when Elijah saw that cloud the size of a man's hand, he told Ahab, you better get going, okay? You better go ahead and get a head start, all right? I'll catch up with you, all right? Then the rain came, and because of the hand of the Lord that was on Elijah, he ran ahead of Ahab, who had already went seemingly before him. The hand of God is on you. The rain is here. You are going to surpass people who look like they are farther along than you because the hand of God is on you. You will not see it coming. The sign, the small sign, you've already seen it. Prepare the chariot because you are about to take off. This is confirmation. You should already know this. You should already be like, okay, Lord. Like, you should almost be like, woo, I'm a little nervous. All right, Lord, because you know God is not playing about what he has said because you have seen him do it. And he's saying you have not seen nothing yet. That means that if you really believe God, that means like, whoa, you need to brace yourself. You need to brace yourself because there is a sound of the abundance of rain. All right. Last part, guard your mouth. People are watching. Guard your mouth. People are watching. Actually, the scripture that I wanted to say about the first part about can you stand the rain comes from 1 Corinthians 7:14. And it says, for the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now they are holy. So where that comes into play about the part, can you stand the rain, is about your response to your husband when he makes you mad, when he ignores you, when you don't understand what he's going through, when he's silent. Your response has power over how the situation goes. So if you respond aggressively, then he has to respond aggressively. Then you have an argument. If you respond in peace, then he responds in peace. Your response is teaching him how to respond. Once again, these people are broken, so they don't know how to correctly deal with their emotions. They don't know how not to run, how not to yell, how not to curse, how not to whatever. They don't know how to do that. They're going to learn that from you. So that means that when things get tough, when things get, argumentative or uncomfortable, you have a responsibility to respond in a healthy, peaceful manner, because that is going to teach them how to respond. In the first couple times, they don't know how to respond. So it's not going to necessarily, they may do something that you don't necessarily like, or say something that you don't like, or say something that hurts you. But you have to, that's the main time that you need to respond in peace. That's the main time that you need to ask the Lord to calm your spirit and to not say what you want to say. God, tell me what to say. All right, let me just go sit. Because you cannot, they are watching you. They're watching your response to learn how to handle all of these emotions that they've not known how to handle, to learn how to communicate when they haven't known how to communicate, to learn how to stay when they've always run. So if you run when they make you mad, then how do they know how to learn how to stay? If you yell when they make you mad and like further traumatize them and remind them of the person who hurt them, then how do they know how to deal with their emotions? They're learning from you. That's why we have had to be made healthy and mature and have a relationship with God so he can help us. Help me, help him, Lord. Help me, help him. It's not about your words so much. How are you acting? All right, so I had to go back and remind myself of that. Also, Colossians 3:18 and 19. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as it is fit to the Lord. Husbands, love your wives and be not bitter against them. I don't care how the man acts. If he's the man that God has said that he has set aside for you, if he's the man that God sent to you, you are to love and respect him and submit to him. You don't treat him like a man when he actually gets healed or whatever. He should be seen as a king in your eyes, whether he's hurting and broken or not. God, teach me how to speak life into him. Help me to see him how you see him, so that I will respond in a way that is always respectful. Men don't forget. So you come out of the mouth pocket wrong 1 or 2 times, bro, you can't do that, because they are not like us. We forgive, we forgive, we forgive. They will never forget how you made them feel, especially if they have decided to be vulnerable with you. You have to protect your king. Emotionally, protect their vulnerability. Protect them from that side of you that ain't ready yet. Like, you have to protect them from your own words and your own feelings that are not in alignment with how God sees them. Like, this requires a lot of emotional work, of healing, of wholeness. Okay? All right. Last part is guard your mouth, people are watching. Guard your mouth, people are watching. So yesterday, me and my coworker and my little cousin went to Six Flags, right? To the amusement park, and it was raining. And it was raining in the morning before we even left. And I'm like, and then they had all these rides closed. And I'm like, yo, first of all, it never rains here. Why is it all of a sudden raining? Sound of abundance of rain. Can you stand the rain? All that was happening. And it's going to happen unexpectedly, because ain't nobody tell us it was going to rain this Saturday. We didn't know that. This didn't happen until like Friday night. All of a sudden, it want to be like, it's going to rain. So, okay. But anyway, that goes with the whole word. So anyway, because it was raining, a lot of the rides were closed up, et cetera, et cetera. So we just wasn't feeling the day. So we already paid like $200 to get into this park. But early after like 2 rides, we were like, yo, we need to just leave and see if we can get our money back. So we go and get in the line or whatever. Customer service at Six Flags is giving us a really hard time about getting our money back or whatever. So they say they're going to give us complimentary tickets to come back on another day. And we're like, okay, cool. But what about our flash pass? Because we bought flash passes so we could like skip the line. And so we're going back and forth with this guy. But I am like so calm. All of us are like super calm. And this is like not how I would usually be. Like, I am a very like type A, like, you know, person. Like, and I have not been in a situation where that has been tested, because I've wondered, you know, like how I'm going to act when somebody really make me mad, because no one has really made me mad here because I haven't allowed it. So I'm like, yo, I wonder if I'm going to like be my old self again. Like, am I going to go back to being like aggressive Dana or whatever, and somebody makes me upset. So we're here and we're talking to the guy back and forth, and then I'm like, well, can you get, because the manager keeps sending him back and forth to say, so I'm like, well, so can you send the manager out? Like, you know, and like I said, everything is peaceful, everything is calm. First of all, I'm paying attention because I am African American and I don't want no drama, and I'm, you know, I'm tall and people get like, oh gosh, you know, she's aggressive. So I made sure, but I didn't even have to like force my inside to act a certain way because I had so much peace. So anyway, he comped our tickets or whatever. Then we ended up having to go like to the Flash Pass line, and we thought we were gonna have the same difficulty with getting a refund for our Flash Pass, and that man like gave us a refund immediately. So we ended up getting like comp tickets and our Flash Pass money back. And I believe that it was all because of the peace that I carried and that the people around me carried. Like, we really didn't want any drama. We just wanted our money back. And because I acted in a way that I have not normally acted when I am disappointed in something, the results were like favorable. And then when I got home this morning, when I was waking up this morning, I was actually the oldest one there. Like, my little cousin, she's 17, and my coworker, she's like 25. But I didn't realize it, you know, because I don't feel old, quote, quote. People may look at me and be like, oh, you're older, but I don't feel old. But I was like, that was an opportunity for both of them to see how I was going to handle a difficult situation. That could have gone one or two ways. I could have showed them rambunctious, ghetto Dana, nothing would have got done, then we would have been all mad, whatever. But because God has renewed me, because there is a peace about me in all situations, the results of this situation was, first, they were able to see how to handle a situation in a respectful way and still get, you know, your compensation from that. And they were able to also see how, you know, just they were able to see me. They were watching me, but I didn't even realize they were really watching me and how important it was for me to respond in a certain way until this morning. I was like, yo, I was the oldest person there. I really had the opportunity to like set a standard, or not a standard, but I gave somebody a chance to see my character. Like, how is her character really? In a tough situation, in an unfavorable situation, how is she going to respond? People never forget how you act. They never forget how you make them feel. They never forget. It is important that you ask God to help you in those areas that you know are like, okay, I don't really want to be like that. Like, I know that has always been my personality, but I don't really want to be like that. So Lord, change that in me. And He can and will do it. The last part that I want to say about this is from the daily bread that I had read this morning. So in this, let me find it, because it has something to do with this. And it's called the Blessed Mask. The Blessed Mask. So in this daily bread, this person, let me just read it. As the mask mandate requirements during the pandemic loosened, I struggled to remember to keep a mask handy for where they were still required, like my daughter's school. One day when I needed a mask, I found just one in my car, the one I avoided wearing because it had blessed written across the front of it. I prefer to wear masks without messages, and I believe that the word on the mask I found is overused, but I had no choice. So I reluctantly put the mask on. And when I nearly showed my annoyance with the new receptionist at the school, I caught myself, partly because of the word on my mask. I didn't want to look like a hypocrite, walking around with blessed scrawled across my mouth while showing impatience to a person trying to figure out a complicated system. Though the letters on my mask reminded me of my witness for Christ, the words of scripture in my heart should be a true reminder to be patient with others. As Paul wrote in the Corinthians, you are a letter from Christ, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God, not on tablets of stone, but on tablets of human hearts. The Holy Spirit, who gives us life, can help us live out love, joy, peace, and yes, patience. We're truly blessed by his presence within us. All right. So this is talking about this person, like, they needed to wear a mask. They ended up only having a mask that had blessed on it. And because they remembered that they had this mask that had blessed over their mouth, when they were about to get frustrated and act out of a character that would be honoring God, they thought twice. Because if they were to be frustrated and act out of a place that would honor God, it would go against what was written on their mask, which says blessed. There is blessed written on your life. Every time that you're about to act out of character, every time that you're about to act in a place that you don't have patience, that you don't have self-control, that your tongue is out of whack, you need to remember that you are representing Christ. Your life is representing Christ. So your words and your actions and your persona should always represent Christ, because people are watching you. The words that you speak to the people God has placed you in the presence of matter. The words that you speak to the person that God has sent you to help heal matter. You cannot just say any and everything, especially if you have been placed in a place of ministry, on a platform where people are following you and watching you. Now, people on my at my job don't know nothing about my ministry. They don't know nothing about 7,000 people following me on YouTube and me being a prophet and me being a woman of God. But it is still important that I watch what I say and how I act, because God has sent me here to get to them in some way. So even if they don't get to God through me right now while I am here, eventually God will bring me back around to their remembrance, or cause them to see me somewhere. And they will remember how I spoke, how I acted, my persona. Did it represent God? Can God send you? Can he trust you to represent him? We all need to act like every day that we have a mask that says blessed across our mouth. We need to act every day like we got Jesus on our chest. We need to represent God. The scripture, Galatians 5:22. I think it's about the fruits of the Spirit. Galatians 5:22-23. Yeah, here we go. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. Those are the fruits of the Spirit. When we were leaving the park, so we ended up getting funnel cake, we ended up getting all our money back or whatever, and then they escorted us out because they wanted to make sure that we didn't go back in the park after they gave us complimentary tickets or whatever. So when we left the park, me and my coworker, we had rode to the park together. So then we lost her car. We were trying to find her car in the park. We were walking all around for a good 30 minutes probably trying to find her car. And in a situation like that as well, I would have gotten frustrated. I would have gotten out of character, and I did not. I had so much peace. And at one point she was like, I think just now I'm going to cry. And I'm like, why are you going to cry? You know, we parked the car here, so it's got to be out here somewhere, so we're going to find it. Like, and we're just laughing and just finding the car. Like, but if I was in a way of, if my attitude would have gotten frantic, or if I would have gotten frustrated, or if I would have been, you know, in a way that didn't represent peace and self-control and temperance and just like being unbothered in general, then she would have probably cried, and that would have just made her be off. But because I held it together, then she held it together, and we found the car, and it was fine. No one was mad at anybody. It was nobody's fault. We just didn't remember where we parked the car at. But it could have gone either way depending on how I responded. Just like you're in your conversation with your spouse, your husband, whenever you get married or before you're married, it can go either way depending on how you respond. In conversation with people, with family, whatever, it can go either way because of your mouth, your aurora, your persona, what you say and do. You control certain situations. You have more power than you think. This is the wife sanctifies the home, or the husband saying, whoever is saved, whoever is healed, whoever is whole, sanctifies the situation. So that's why it is important to understand how important your response, your words, your persona is in situations, because people are watching. So as I just said, there was a girl had to escort us out the park. Her name was Stephanie. Stephanie means crowd. Okay? Everything ordained by God. Because before I decided I was going to Six Flags, I said, Lord, do I need to go to Six Flags? Because if you don't want me to go to Six Flags, I ain't going to Six Flags. So then we get there, and I'm like, well, first of all, we wake up in the morning, I'm like, why is it raining? You said for me to go to Six Flags. Because he knew everything that was going to happen. And it was an opportunity for him to show himself through me to other people, and for him to show himself to me. Dominoes, an opportunity for him to show himself to me. Because of my obedience. Because of my ability to hear God and just be like, okay, well, if you want me to order pizza today, I guess that's what we eating. Go with God, y'all. Ask, like, bruh, he cares about everything. You just got to go. Even when you don't want to go sometimes, you just got to go. Because he doing something. We trying to figure out, I don't really want to go ride these rides today, Lord. Why I got to go here? And he like, be quiet. You don't even know what I'm doing. Just go. I need you to be a vessel. Just go. And you're like, okay, Lord. But I would rather not, but I'm going to just go. So that's the word, you guys. It's kind of long. I guess my words are probably going to be longer because he has not having me come up here as often, which is fine with me because I'm busy, okay? So let's go back over the title again. Can you stand the rain? You won't see it coming. Guard your mouth because people are watching. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging with me, and I will see you guys the next time God sends me back. Bye.